everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live with Hani and Friends. Today we're going to make Mother's Day cookies, but before we get started, I wanted to say hello to everyone who is here today. Welcome guys. I'm Hani, your host and also founder of HaniLoves.com. Those of you who don't know me, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. I'm also on TikTok, but I'm not very active on TikTok. If you need to message me, you can use an email or you can also message me on Instagram. I try to check my messages as much as possible. Also, for this live stream, guys, I prepared a newsletter. Those of you who are subscribed to my cookie decorating newsletter, please check your email. You already received three cookie tags for this project. Let's see if I can, here they are. There are 4 different designs. So these, I'm including these for all the newsletter subscribers for free. If you'd like to get these, but you're not a subscriber, you can also get them. Let me grab a link how you can get them. And I will put this link in the comment section down below. Also, everyone, let me know how was your Easter. Let me know. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, nice spring break. Hopefully weather was cooperating and you had a nice family time. So let me know how did it go for you. Also, let's see if I can. All right. Here is our schedule. We have today is April 23rd. We're doing Mother's Day cookies. And next week we are going to do Cinco de Mayo cookies. So that's going to be wrap up next week. We had 5 weeks. 1 week we the live stream was postponed, so there are all together 4. There are going to be 4 live streams this month. Next month the schedule is kind of still open. I have a surprise for you. I will share next week what's going on in May. All right, so let me show you. Let's see who is here. But I wanted to show you something. Okay, so since we are talking about Mother's Day, I've done a few Mother's Day projects. A lot of them are on the blog, but I really went far. I think 12 or maybe even longer years ago. I made these. These were done with wet on wet organizing technique. This is a tutorial that's on the blog. It's included in the live stream newsletter. And I remember these. Who remembers these cute little 3D tulip cookies? And then more recently, not really recent, in the pandemic time, 2020, I made these gingham cookies. These are also great for Mother's Day. Let me grab the link for the newsletter because I forgot to. Okay, so the live stream newsletter, they're located, all the newsletters for the live stream, they're located on my blog. Okay, so the link is going there. All right, so who is here today? Hello, Byron. It's nice to see you. I hope you had I think it was your birthday, if I can remember correctly. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Thank you. Hello, Charlie. It's very warm today, which is nice, right? After a cold winter. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could be here. Hi, Sally. Hello, Kathy. Oh, this shirt. Yes. It's like I don't know, mandala maybe? I don't know. I love this color. It's like an olive color. It's so beautiful. Hello, Donna. This makes me laugh because this is a common typo I get. So I don't worry. It just makes me laugh. It's funny. I know what you mean. It's very easy to do. I love it. I love the typo. Hello, Linda. Hello, Colleen. How is it going? Good morning. Easter with family was great. Weather behaved. It was nice and sunny. Fantastic. Guys, if you enjoy the live streams, please don't hesitate to give the live stream thumbs up. at zero cost. For you, it helps to get the live stream out there and let the algorithm know that it's there so more people can view it. Hello, Linda. We had a lovely Easter, ate too much candy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, our Easter was quiet. It was nice. I started to press flowers, so we went out and I got some new flowers. Hello, Michelle. How is it going? Hello, Melody. I hope you got my email. I love your pictures. Your daughter is absolutely gorgeous, ballerina. Thank you for sending the pictures. I will share some of them today. All right. So today we're going to be using mini cookies. I decided to go with a mini theme, and I was inspired by. I found this website. It's called Panbrella. It includes all kinds of puns using berries, and there's just plethora of them there. And I saw it, and it inspired me to make the berry best mom cookies. And hello, Sandra. And instead of using a complicated writing process on the cookie, I decided to use cookie tags or cookie toppers, if you want, if you will. So these can be printed on cardstock, and you can, like I said, you can purchase them in a coffee shop. I have them also in a coffee shop, but you can also get them free when you sign up for the cookie decorating newsletter. And those of you who are already subscribers, you've gotten these in the most recent email. So please check your emails so you can get these and use them for your project. All right. So let's start with the first step. That's going to be the flower center for our cute little flowers. By the way, the cutters I used, especially the flower and let's just see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna bring up my screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. So these cutters, these two, well, the cutters I used for these cookies, they are both from Sweet Sugar Bell set. It's a large set of minis that I absolutely love. If you don't have this set, obviously this is a very kind of standard daisy shape, but hers is a bit wonky, so I like that very much. And this is a mini strawberry cutter, the strawberry shaped cutter. So you can see actually those of you, perhaps Kathy. Kathy has eyes of an eagle. So these are not as thick as the daisy. This is because I was trying to save some cookie dough, so I rolled it out thinner. And since this is just for the demo, it's going to be just fine. Normally, I roll the cookies to about 1/4 inch thick. Okay, and I also wanted to grab another link before I forget. Those of you who are new to the cookie decorating, or perhaps you need some refreshing, I'm gonna pop in a link for my very basic beginner guide to cookie decorating that's on my blog. You guys can check it out. It includes useful links to recipes and um, it's there are recipes and also some techniques mentioned that you can try. Okay, so these are the cutters for the flowers and the strawberries. I also used a tiny little heart. This, I'm sure many of you probably have a tiny little heart. So now I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna remove this screen and then I'm gonna bring my first, oops, this way. Oh no, not this way. Is it this way? Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out which one is it. Hmm. Okay, oh sorry, remove this and now I can do this. Okay. Okay, I did it. So first I'm making centers for the flowers. Now this is an optional step. You don't have to um, do the sanding sugar, but I really like to add some. I really like the texture with the sanding sugar. If you have yellow nonpareils, small yellow nonpareils, that will also work. I'm using about 25-second consistency icing, and the size of the dot it's about one centimeter. So I'd say a little less than a half inch or around there. You can make them slightly bigger. And immediately after you pipe these dots, you want to dust them with yellow sanding sugar. Now remember, sanding sugar is different from granulated sugar. However, if you don't have yellow sanding sugar, you can color some white sanding sugar with food coloring in a little bag. That will also work. Or you could use granulated sugar, but the effect is not going to be the same. You wanna let it dry overnight, or at least for 6 to 8 hours, and then you can remove these flower centers from the acetate. I've got my template in an acetate sheet. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring up my screen again. Let's see if I can do it correctly this time. Okay. So now, oh no, sorry, one more step. I forgot one more step. Ah, a little flustered today. Okay, one more step. I wanted to show you how to, let's see, here we go. Here we go. So we're going to do the base layer first. That's with white icing, about 15-second consistency. You can get away with 20 if you have already, perhaps you already mixed 20-second or something like that. It can be slightly thicker because these are quite small. So the time that it takes to flood these, it's maybe half of the time it would take you to ice the regular size cookie. Let's see how big they are. I can't remember. Got my ruler here. So it's about 2 inches across. So quite small. That's the, yeah, 2 inches at the widest point. So let's see. Hello, Heather. Heather is in her husband's office. Okay. Should we be quiet? I hope you are doing well, Heather. I think we missed you last week. Hello, Sally. Sally just heard from Jeremy. Jeremy won't be here. Yes. I like what Linda is saying. Yes, send him our love. He's being missed. Okay, excellent. All right, so we got the first layer down, and now we're going to remove this screen, and now I can finally bring up my screen here. All right. All right. So I've got these cookies here. They're dry, and we're going to. No, I don't recommend that you do this. I just wanted to demonstrate that they are dry. If you don't have time for the icing to fully dry, it's okay. You can just let it develop a thick crust and it will work. So here I wanted to show you those centers. Here they are. Some of them I already removed from the acetate and some we can do now. So it's super easy. You just use a scribe or you can use a palette knife to remove these. And then we can use tweezers to pick them up and place them on cookies. You can store them pretty much indefinitely, away from sunlight and away from direct sunlight and moisture. Because moisture will soften the icing and direct sunlight will fade the colors. Let's see. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna use piping consistency icing, and I'm gonna make the loops in each petal. I'm doing a partial stop at the very middle. That kind of allows me to anchor my line. And now remember the flower centers. So now we can, oops, carefully place it in the middle. Press it down ever so gently. If your icing is just crusted, don't put too much pressure on because you will puncture the icing. But like I said, my icing is fully dry, so I can put some pressure on it. So that's how you can make. I don't know what is it that you are seeing, guys. Okay, you can see very well. So that's how you can make these cute little flowers. I have one more here that I'm gonna do. I hope your mom is doing better, Heather. I hope it's nothing serious. Okay, let's do another one. As you can see, I'm not going all the way to the edge. Also very important when doing these, lift up the bag slightly so the line is falling down. You don't want to be too close to the surface. I'm going to add a larger dot in the middle so we can glue our flower center on there. And these will take maybe 20 minutes to dry, these lines, and then you can package the cookies. So that's for the flower cookies. And now we're going to, it's a lot of, all right, I'm going to do the strawberry. And for that, I'm going to need my cute little strawberry cookie. You can put this aside. For this, we're going to use this lovely light red. It's like a, it's not deep red, it's like deep pink, I would say. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Linda has transfers that are 3 years old. I have some, I mean, it's safe to say they're maybe 10 years old. um, yeah, if you keep them in dark place and store them properly, if you have food grade silica gel, that's a good thing to have. You just throw it in there. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sally. Okay, hopefully I can see with the glasses. Okay, so I'm going to avoid piping this section here. So we're just going to pipe the bottom. So we're going to outline again, use about 15 to 20-second consistency icing. Oh, see, these are so small. They can twist on their own just from the pressure. Okay, so now I can find the scribe. All right, we're gonna let this dry. And I've got some dry ones here already made up. So now we're gonna be doing some leaf piping. If you remember, I don't know if it was last week or week before, we did some special leaves with a, I think, let's see, I wonder, hey June, reading from the hair salon. It's very important, our hair, we need to go to. Yeah, Linda, did you taste them? I find that when they are that old, the flavor kind of dissipates, I think. But other than that, they are still sweet. I don't know what is Linda's experience. English gives me gray hair. It isn't. People say Swedish is hard. Try German. I think German is exceptionally hard. We have German neighbors, and it is so hard. I find it's a really peculiar language because they make these long, long words. It's like a whole sentence, and it's a one word. Okay, I wanted to see if I have a picture of the leaves we were working on. I think this is it. Yes, this tutorial. Remember a couple of weeks ago we did this tutorial, and I made the leaves with a piping tip cut on an angle. So we're going to do that with the leaves for the strawberry as well. So I've got my piping tip here. I'm going to show you the profile just so you refresh your memory. So here we go. So I don't know if I have a picture here, but oh, here it is. I have it here, kept it just in case. So what I did, right? So this is the piping bag, and this is the seam on the piping bag. That's that thickened part, right? And you want to cut it like this, beveled cut, and then we're going to be piping with the seam up. So it looks essentially like a pedal tip, and then you want to turn it so the seam is on the top. I like to have the seam on the top because I feel like with the correct thickness of my icing, the seam, because it's thickened, it creates kind of like that vein in the leaf, if you know what I mean. They taste as new. I use Honey's fresh lemon royal icing with a bit more lemon. Yes, I always recommend that if you're making transfers, if you plan on storing them longer, use more flavoring. That's excellent. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so now we're gonna start. We'll start at the bottom. I'm gonna add 4 leaves, or one on here, one on this end, and then 2 in the middle. And then we're gonna finish by adding 2 leaves on these 2 sides. And then in the middle, we're gonna pipe a stem with a regular piping tip. It's a small round opening. Okay, let's zoom in on this so you guys can see better. Hopefully the view is okay. So I'm gonna start here. I'm not gonna go on this undecorated section. I'm keeping the icing on the red section here. You can see, okay. Strawberries are in season here, so it's wonderful to have fresh fruit. I love strawberries so much. And then we're gonna do the 2 on the sides here. And then another one here. I'm gonna switch the piping bag. I've got one with a small round opening. Now what we're going to do, we're going to finish by give this strawberry some personality. So I'm using, this is a red petal dust. I believe this is a Wilton brand, but you can use other brands. Hello, Mary. Oh, they're just starting. Yeah, here in Spain, I feel like everything is about a month earlier. We were in a store and I wasn't going to get the strawberries. I thought they were the winter ones. Although even in winter here, the strawberries are great. But when they are in season, they're magnificent. Really, the flavor is unmatched. And so my husband is like, "Why don't you get the strawberries?" I'm like, "Oh, they're not in season." And then I'm like, "Well, you know what? It's already almost end of April, so they are in season and they are so good." So I'm using dry dust here, and I optioned for this deep red because my icing is pink, or like dark pink, I should say, or light red, so it's going to be visible. And so I'm gonna drop one here and here. I'm gonna hold it with my hand so it's not going to move too much. And now remember, oh, where is my, oh, here it is. My little duster. You see those 2 spots? We just created nice blush. And now we're going to, let's add a smile. So I'm going to just pipe. I'm using edible marker to make things easier. Just 2 eyes and a big smile in the middle, like so. Now you could leave it like this, or you could come back with yellow icing and add some nice seeds. We are not able to pick strawberries until June in our climate. Today is actually the first warm day in Ontario. So in until June. So yeah, so that's a couple months away. By June, I think we will start having figs. If the weather is warm, well, maybe not in June. I don't know what other fruit. There is another fruit that comes between that. I mean, we'll have watermelons, that's for sure. Watermelons are also in season now, I think, right? So now to make the seeds, they're going to be teardrop shaped. But if you're struggling with the teardrop, you can just paint dots. That's perfectly okay. Oh, I love this. Oh, ponies. Oh, that's nice. Peonies. So happy, yeah, Ontario as well. And it's nice and sunny and warmer. Buds are starting to grow. Yeah, May and June, there's such beautiful months full of nice green colors. Flowers are blooming. All right, so now let's start with the dot, and I'm going to kind of drag it a little bit, create a teardrop shape. So pipe, pipe, release. This one I'm not too fond of. Let's see if I can. I mean, these are minis, so you don't have to make as many seeds as I'm making. Okay, cute little strawberry. This one, I think this one is dry, so I'm gonna have to let these dry. I've got another one here, so I'm gonna do another one, and then we'll do the heart. So let's see if I can find my. Okay, here we go. My bread. Oh, I also have Sally. I have it. I have the emulsion. It's incredible. It is very good. Very, very good. I also have the orange and I love it. But the strawberry, I used it in Viennese swirls and it was incredible. You could also make a strawberry icing with fresh strawberry puree, but that's more complicated than using the bakery emulsion. And yeah, I can vouch for that because Sally also used it, and I love it. I bought it because I wanted something for the cookies for the baking, and it also retains the flavor after cookies are baked because it is water based. Hello, Colleen. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the little face. You could also do eyebrows if you wanted to. Just look online and some faces, some maybe some stick figure faces, and you can get some inspiration from those and um, draw different faces. Okay. All right. So now for the heart, I already iced the heart with pink. This is pretty self-explanatory. I think many of you probably can get this without showing, without me showing you. And then I was kind of torn between two designs. I was either going to include mom. You can use icing to pipe mom, or you can write mom. But then I remember last year we did these beautiful flowers. Let's see, remember these kind of daisy-ish, but they could be strawberry flowers, I think. And I also use them for Mother's Day cookies. And so I decided to use these also. I still have them. I found my little container, and these are hydrangeas, but we're gonna use this one. And they're super easy to use, right? You're just going to pipe some icing onto the cookie and just drop them on there. Now, I know many people don't eat the flowers, they're quite hard, so you can easily remove them from the cookie, but it makes for such a cute little heart. All right, so now we have three cookies, but we're going to include 2 strawberries in the packaging. And the star of the show is the packaging this week. So let me show you, before I show you how to package these, let's remove this screen. And I'm gonna bring in some pictures of your cookies. This is exciting. I've received so many pictures from Melody. If Melody is still here, Melody sent me, I think these, they're, I don't know if it's my resolution or if they came like this, I can't remember. Anyway, these were for your niece, right? For 2-year-old. Beautiful work. And also, Melody, remember last time we guys saw each other, we were talking about Pascha and Babka. So Melody explained to me, I believe this is babka. And I always thought babka is in a loaf pan, right? So apparently I was incorrect. And then pasca is this, here it is. Oh, I don't have it. It's a braided bread. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it. I thought I had it. I don't have a picture. Sorry, folks. Anyway, so this was very nice from you, Melody, to send me these. But I am curious. These babkas that we see here on the screen, are these, did you make all of these? And what is it on the top? Is that icing? Oh, I see it here. It's icing with sprinkles. So thank you for sending these. I learned something new. And then Sally sent me her usual weekly collection. A cute little bunny playing golf. I don't think there could be anything more adorable. I love bunnies so much. These are so cute. And I also love this, Sally. A lot of different textures. You don't even have to decorate. Beautiful as it is. And then last week we made, in a live stream, we made ballerina tutu cookies. And so Sally was inspired by the tutorial. And these were part of the tutorial for the Patreon for the Easter wreath cookie. And these are daffodils. I haven't seen daffodils here. I don't know if I missed them or if they don't grow here. Perhaps it's too warm. But maybe you have daffodils in your neck of the woods. And also these beautiful floral designs. I love the purple so much. I'm curious though, how did you achieve such beautiful purple? Are you using straight from a bottle food coloring or are you mixing your own? And then also this is a masterpiece. I love these so much. For an upcoming wedding of Sally's friends. Beautiful, they're gonna love these. And here's a close-up of the bride and the groom. Beautiful colors, the roses are magnificent. Thank you for sending these. Guys, if you have pictures of your cookies and would like to share them with me, don't hesitate to send me the pictures. What tip did you use for these petals? Oh, hold on. So did I get it wrong? Okay, I'm confused now. So those were Pascas, the cylinder ones. Maybe Melody can. No, I did not. That's from a Ukrainian bakery. I made the single Pasca that you cannot see, and the little babka. It's it is an icing sugar glaze on top of the babka. Okay, so the cylindrical are the babkas, but I guess I don't have the picture of the Pasca. Okay, so the pedals, I think it was 101, I have to say. Let's see, I do have a picture here. I think it was 101. Yes, it looks like 101 for the pedals. Yes, 101 for the pedals. Well, this is a lovely idea, Byron. I do have some fresh cookies on the list to make. Oh, it's from, let's see, the blue purple is straight from a bottle, artisan accent purple. So let's have a look at these purple. If anyone is interested, looking perhaps thinking ahead about Halloween. So this is a straight from a bottle, artisan accents purple. It's gorgeous. I love that purple. Purple is such a difficult color to achieve with icing. I find sometimes can be quite challenging. Okay. Have a great time, Heather. Okay. So now we're going to continue with this project. Let's see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna get the video correctly now. Okay, all right. So here is the packaging. All right. So first, obviously, you have to print the tags or toppers on cardstock. It's best to use cardstock. I used white cardstock, and I'm just gonna cut them out. These are gonna fit very standard bags, poly bags, 4 by inch. Babka and Pasca are basically the same. The name changes. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. This makes sense. Thank you. Thank you, Melody. So I'm going to show you two ways of how you can attach these or how I like to attach these. There are many other ways, I'm sure. Some of the bags will come with an adhesive already in place, so you can use that adhesive to close the bag, but it's not as effective as using a heat sealer. Heat sealer really helps keep the cookies stay fresher. And so if you do have a heat sealer, I highly recommend that you use it when packaging the cookies. You could also use those small individual, like tall piping bags. I don't have one here. Oh, I do have one here. These, I don't know if you can see, but I find they can be quite kind of clumsy to hand out. So I decided to use a standard 4 by inch, 4 by 6. Oh, 4 by 6. All right, so that was my handy heat sealer. Now to attach the tag, you can use double-sided tape if you have one, or you could use staples. The only kind of downside of using the staples is that they will be visible, right? The tape is not going to be visible. Also, when using the tape, make sure that your tag is correctly position so you don't make the same mistake I did. And this adhesive is quite strong, I have to say. I get it here locally and it is quite strong. So again, make sure that the label is in the correct position so you don't make the same mistake. And you'll see what I mean now. Okay, so it's up, it's completely upside down. So I had to take it off and do it one more time so you get the idea. So you can do it this way and it's very nice and clean, or you could use staples. Now when you're using staples, it's important that the staples go in a section that is not in the cookie area where the cookies are basically kind of stored. You want to do it in that section, in that flap, so there's no air coming in to where the cookies are, so they stay fresh. So I have to say the staples don't bother me. I will be honest. It's much faster. If you're doing just couple, it's okay. But if you're doing a lot, it's just a lot faster, I have to say, doing the staples than doing the tape. So you be the judge of what the style you prefer. And again, these are available in the coffee shop and also excellent. I'm so glad that the video here on StreamYard, when the video plays, it's muted. Thankfully, it's muted because I use some not so kind words. But we all make mistakes. I wanted you to also see that mistake because it's important, so you don't make the same mistake. And what was I saying? Okay, so here we go again. To get the free packaging, you can. I'm gonna put the link in the comment section. Those of you who are just perhaps joining in and are new to the live stream, if you are a subscriber to Haniela's cookie decorating newsletter, you already got the free very best mom packaging tags in the email. All right, so here are, let's see, I will remove the screen. And okay, let's bring up my hands here. All right, so I'm gonna back up a little bit so you guys can see. So this is the size. That cute little 4 cookies, minis, perfect treat. You can also use these for other things than decorated cookies. You could perhaps, if you're making some other treats, perfectly fine to make to use these tags. Also, the poly bags. I should mention that there are several different types. Now, the one I have here, you can hear it. It's very crisp, crystal clear, right? This one, the sound is different and it's not as crystal clear. It's almost like it's more flexible, I find. So when you're purchasing, also look at that. Perhaps if they include the images, you will see that they're crystal clear or not, or maybe it will specify in the description. Minis sell so well for me. I do like minis a lot. They don't take as much time when decorating, and people like to just maybe have a little bite. They don't need a large 4 or 5 inch cookie, but there is time for larger cookies, obviously. I started making mini cookies for the grandkids, but they also gravitate to the larger ones. Yes, I can imagine the kids. They would do that. Yeah, I agree with June. So guys, next week we are going to make, like I mentioned, Cinco de Mayo cookies. I'm excited about that. What have I done now? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. they changed so many things here. I can't figure out how to. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. So next week we're gonna be making Cinco de Mayo cookies. I'm very excited about this tutorial because I only made Cinco de Mayo cookies once, many, or maybe twice, but many years ago. Oops, this is not it. Where is the? Here it is. And this time I didn't have sombrero, so I used cutter, different cutter to shape the sombrero, and I can't wait to show you what cutter I use because it was somewhat difficult to shape it into a sombrero, but I did it with the help of with my husband. He helped me figure out how not to lose my temper, or helped me how to shape the sombrero so it looked like a sombrero. And I can't wait to show you the cookies. And oh, you're looking forward to those? That's excellent. Me too. I haven't designed them yet, but I have the cookies baked. So that's next week. I also released a new recipe on the blog. It's natural sweetener, and if you'd like, you can check it out. It's a date paste. Have you guys tried using a date paste? I haven't tried using it in baking, only in no bakes, but it works wonderfully, and I really like it. I have to say. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you next week. Bye.